she's got some arthritis back there. She got hard to move, but the little movement she can do, she wants to get a hold of her and just rip it. And of course, the little girl wants to do it. And she's looking at something that looks like her. So why can't you play with me?
Oh, did we take it? I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going. This is my power. Mine's opposite yours.
So now I haven't got enough time on him to actually so pretty. Yeah.
I would never do that. Came out the other end. I would never do that.
Well, our dog had that skin problem for the longest time, and apparently we finally hit on the right thing, but I haven't been giving him injections. I still do every now and then. You give him? I did, because it was too expensive. I would take him into the bed, it was costing me all the
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to officially open up the ceremony and welcome all family and guests and friends. In honor of my chief, Jimmy Brown, my commander, Harry Bollinger, my supervisor, Elsner Brown, the corrections supervisor, Patricia Murphy, acting supervisor, Mr. Biddy Brake, and my assistant instructor, Mike Sharpless, we welcome you. I'd like to take this moment to look my students in the face one by one and let them know this has been a long time coming. It's a bittersweet ending, it really is. 1977, I sat at the FBI on Pennsylvania Avenue between 9th and 10th Streets on a building that took up a city block. And I looked at my instructor and I said, I could do that. I could do that. And from that moment on, my goal was to get here where I am now. I am overwhelmed by the moment. My students being here in front of me, my assistant instructor, I can't say enough for the peaks and the valleys that we spent. I can tell you from day one of the class that I told them after 6 months, I'm going to be so tired of looking at you and you tired of looking at me. It's not going to be fun. Now my next prophecy is the lotto numbers. But really, seriously, it's been a rewarding experience for me. It's been a very challenging experience and a very, very good one. I would do it all over again tomorrow. Right, I've spent 6 months running my gums, and I know they're tired of listening to me, and I can't wait to hear what they got to say. And I'm going to turn it over now to my chief and let him say a few words, and then we'll go on from there. Chief Brown.
I want to echo everything you said. It's a very special day for the department, and first of all, a very special day for you all. I'm glad that this dream turned into a reality. We have given you a foundation for what I think will be a very long and exciting career, emotional opportunity. And you've apparently done well, and I remember you're looking a lot better than you did the day came by my office. This is that sign of relief. But it's just getting started. I'm glad that the commander and the staff worked diligently to make this process become a reality. That was not easy. Certainly, as you reflect back over the last few months, it has not been easy. But I think, again, it's going to be very rewarding. So I'm very proud of you. And I'm glad that this department made the opportunity possible for some people who richly deserve the honor to be all that you can be. I wish you the best, and I'm sure you're going to take care of business. And, I don't care what he says, I'm glad. 6 months. The valleys that he's been down in, I think, as he did say, it was well worth it because you've done a heck of a job. Congratulations, and thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're going to move pretty quickly, guys, okay? Commander Harry Bollinger.
I wanted to take a few minutes just to share with our friends and family some information that probably our students are vaguely aware of, but they're not fully conversant with it yet. And to let you know what the significance is, or give you a feel for what the significance is for this training they've been through. A little over a year ago, our staff was suffering through some anxieties and really brought on by the pressures of budget and of self-imposed deadlines, that in trying to get this training course put into place, get it designed, get it approved, and get it started. Although we had these anxieties, we had no doubt that at the end of this training program, we would have 6 of the best trained fingerprint technicians that have ever come out of any training course anywhere. I have absolutely no doubt, and never have had, that in order to put on a course like this, we have the absolute best staff to provide training to other people that there is in the world. There is no better trained and experienced staff than what we have. They're at the forefront of all of the fingerprint technology and new processes that are coming online. And in order to share that with our new class of graduates here, they were more than qualified to prepare the documentation and set the class up and to put it on. So that's what we've been about the last 6 months. And again, I have had no doubt that we would have, the best trained people to come out of a training class that has ever been. Now that they're all relaxed and thinking that they've finished training, it is my sad duty to share with them that their training is only starting. Because as the chief has mentioned, there are promotional opportunities down the road. Mike has mentioned when he started 20-some years ago in Washington, he was being trained and he learned to do things that don't cut the mustard today. The profession has changed so drastically in the last dozen years, and is changing even more rapidly today. Even as we speak, we're going into some new technology in the automated field. We're doing some upgrades in the software for our automated fingerprint information system. And the entire facet of, or all facets of the fingerprint technology business is changing on a daily basis, which means that you have to keep learning. You're going to have to stay abreast, particularly for your own benefits, because in the coming few years, we're going to be making a lot of promotions. We're going to have a lot of promotional opportunities. Those people who are prepared educationally and professionally are going to be the people who have the best chances for promotion into the supervisory and management positions, not only in this department, but elsewhere. We have new functions starting at the Juvenile Assessment Center, which you're well aware of, which was the genesis of us getting this class off the ground. And those people who continue today to learn the various sciences that are involved in the new technology and the new processes which involve chemical processes, automation, which are and were unheard of 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and it's growing by leaps and bounds now. So, I encourage you to think long and hard about seeking and achieving or attaining your degrees in whether it's associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, to pursue those in any of the sciences. We can use those kinds of skills and attributes in future supervisors and managers. Those people who learn something about biology, chemistry, automation, any of the sciences, all of the sciences are part and parcel of the science of fingerprints. The other aspect that I would encourage you to pursue is your involvement in the professional organizations. Be a card-carrying member and participate with your professional organizations such as IAI. That's the International Association for Identification. Stay on the cutting edge of fingerprint science and have yourself prepared for the future. We're here to help you, and we're going to encourage you. We're going to remind you of those two aspects: education and professional involvement. So I congratulate all 6 of you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time we'll hear from Elsma Brown.
I think everything's been pretty well covered as far as the students and everything. I just want to welcome everyone here again and just let the students know from my heart that I'm proud of all of you. I'm very proud of you. This is the first class. A lot of us had thoughts about it when we get the agenda together. We was doing the classroom preparation, we were doing lesson plans and stuff. We did a lot of work into it, and I think you all obtained a lot of knowledge in the identification field. And again, I just want to congratulate all of you.
Yeah, at this time, I got my lieutenant back here too from the Crime Scene Investigation Bureau. I'll let him stand up so you guys know who he is. It's Mr. James Sweet.
I think if anybody deserves a round of applause, it is the 2 trainers. They put an awful lot of time and effort in this class, and of course a lot of their heart. And whatever these 6 people will be or can be in the future, a lot of that is, they deserve the credit for that. I just can't say enough about the parents.
Thank you. I would be extremely remiss if I didn't mention another guy. There's a sergeant sitting in the room that I tell you, when I was going through this class and planning some things, he helped me when nobody else would. I'd be standing in the middle of the floor, twiddling my thumbs, going, what am I going to do next? And he just grabbed me by the hand, take me in the supply room, and I'd go shopping. You know, I'd just go shopping, and the next thing I knew, I had a beautiful classroom. When they walked in, they had to be impressed. Sergeant Lanahan, please stand up. Really, I don't even think they knew that you were behind a lot of things that happened for me, positively.
I do appreciate that, but I just want the chief and the commander to know that all those supplies are accounted for.
Okay, at this time, I tell you, when I was chosen to do this class, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that there might have been a little bit of doubt. I assess that to being a guy that's bored, tends to get in trouble, and boredom is a devil's workshop. Okay, and when I got this class, it was like a burst of energy for me. It was like my career had started over again, and I'm glad I did it. Really, it's something that I've worked years to get to, and I'm so glad that I had my. They like to call themselves guinea pigs, but I came up with a new mascot for a name for them, and I'd like to introduce it to them today. I told them I wasn't going to introduce it till today, and you guys are known as Rugrats. And you've been every bit of that on both sides of the spectrum, positively and the low valleys that we've been through. But it's all been about family, and I can really say that we've covered each other's back from times that we didn't think we could. I remember days when they would look at Mike and I and they would say, Mike, it's too much. Look, we can't do this. And I would give them an exam or a quiz, 100 points, 75, 80 points, 90 points. I'm going, you don't even realize what you guys can do. So we would push them to the end. Oh, and our favorite term, one of our students will let you know later that it was stressed out. They were very stressed out at all times. But trust me, they came through with flying colors. Flying colors. There were times when I didn't think they could do it too, and they shocked me. At this time, really, when I was chosen to do the class, it was up in air about who my assistant was going to be. And there was no way that I could do this by myself. Even though I started the initial plans, a lot of information I had from the FBI, there was absolutely no way I could do this by myself. Without this guy beside me, I'm telling you, Mike and I, we were raised at the FBI. Mike saw me as a young college guy coming out of class. And we played softball, football, party, and to have him along with me was just an amazing task. It made my job so much more easier. It's like two parents. There's a strict parent, and there's a parent that's kind of listening or easy. And I was the strict one. I'll own up to it every day. But Mike was the guy that they can always go to and talk to. I used to call him the softy. Okay, and he was very good at that. He helped us get through the valleys. And without him, I could have not done this class. At this time, I'd like Mike to say a few words and introduce the graduates to the families and friends.
To the command staff, administrative staff, Michael Collier, family and friends. Like Mike said, I was with the FBI for 19 years. I went to Elton Brown as an ace. I said I would like to assist Mike in teaching this class. To the trainees, you are outstanding. You applied yourself very well, and you obviously had your mind made up that you were going to be fingerprint technicians. And there were times where there was a student that was confused or lagging. I asked you to uplift that student, and you did just that. When there was a student that needed to be a call, I said, call that student, and you did that. I said, a student needed some work, needs some practice. I said, get with that student, and you did that. I am proud of you, and always will be, and I'm going to miss you. The most important thing about today is that no longer will I be your instructor. Now I'm your co-worker. We're going to fight crime together, so to speak. And I want you to know that I'm just a phone call away. I might not see you if you work days. I might miss you if you're on the evening shift. But like I said, I'm just a phone call away. So without further ado, let's say command staff, administrative staff. I'd like to introduce you to our new fingerprint technicians. I call your name, Stan. Arlinda Bivens. Dale Viper. Sharon Smiley Thompson. Claribel, no longer stressed out, hot Patrick, tough as nails, 40. And the class spokesperson. And general.
Take that literally. Time, Cynthia will have some words of wisdom for her classmates and her former instructors. Pardon? Wherever you like.
I was forced into this. Oh, no, me too. My baby sister. No. My family here. I'm not that good at speaking in front of a bunch of people with all eyes on me and everything. So I'll do my best. So I did jot down a few things. It looks like a lot, but it's not really. You know, we have to meet Tony Roman, so I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to
be there by 5
you know, priorities. I was thinking maybe I should skip some of these things, but because they echo some of the sentiments of the commander. But then I thought, well, I'll just leave it in there, and it'll just bring home what we're really meaning and everything. I have somebody in the audience that's with me right there. When I think of the 6 months in in class, some words of a song come to mind. The road is long, with a many a winding turn. But the next part is that says, that leads us to who knows where, does not apply here. Because we are blessed to know where to lead us. Our instructors, Mike Collier and Mike Sharpless, who we met, along with the help of some friends, co-technicians Douglas Crone, I don't think Douglas here, and Teddy Harley, I know he's off today, have led us to become some of the best support staff for one of the finest police departments in the country, if not the world. All right. One in our class is a corrections employee, man, you know, and will take her newfound skills there to corrections. We are trailblazers of sorts. This course is the first of its kind for the department, and according to the commander of the world, at least we've heard of no other, and being the first, we get to set precedent, assess curriculum, plant, weed, and cultivate for those that may come after us. And we join a section that is held to high esteem and must bear that in mind as we apply our knowledge of this complex field. We can take a deep breath now that it's over. Oh man, it's being held over. Well, we'll then take another deep breath and say, let's do it. The end of this road only begins another, because we aren't yet done with our studies. They must go on if we are to reach beyond average or mediocre. We must not lie dormant, as with some diseases. There's always something to learn in any field. We must aspire to be the best in the field that we can. We must not accept ourselves as average, though average can function well enough. This is not to put down the average worker. Most workers are average. The work gets done satisfactorily. It may be that some of us will prove to be average, but we all must aspire to be outstanding workers. This includes periodically acquiring and reading the books of the trade, subscribing to publications, keeping abreast of new technology, etc. Who knows? One of us may invent a new way to process fingerprints. Let me tell you, in the beginning, some of us thought, whoa, what have I gotten myself into? Halter loop, radial loop, plain arch, tinted arch, and the world. Plain world, double loop world, central pocket loop world, which makes you think of a pool game, ball in a pocket, you know. And the dreadful sounding accidental world. That's W-H-O-R-L. It's whirling, you know. You get your fingers, you may have some whirls on your fingers. So it turned out it's not as bad as it sounds. When you see a pattern that's sort of whirly and it's sort of loopy with a tip beneath it, or it has 3 deltas when all the other worlds have 2, and sometimes it looks like, whoa, what in the world is that? It looks like some sort of accident. Oh, it's an accidental world. And the rules. This is classified as this unless this occurs or that occurs, a scar and a this and that. Whew, it's a mess of them. It's a kind of exciting field though. But I think about the pioneers of the field, some of whom had the same thoughts and observations about these strange patterns on our hands and feet. Without knowledge of one another, the science of fingerprinting would have come to fruition much sooner. When I think of the lengths some criminals have gone in order to conceal their identities, it's a motivator for me to go extra lengths to detect and reveal. They were intentional mutilators. One such criminal during the 1940s was quite imaginative. His name was Roscoe Lee Pitts. It should have been, man, I didn't do enough research. This is the Pitts. Well, anyway, you don't laugh at your own jokes. Well, he had a doctor surgically scrape or file off as much of the top layer of his fingers, paws and fingers. I know the story, but I don't want to make sure I get it right. Okay. Then he had the doctor cut 10 2-inch layers of skin from the sides of his chest. Yeah, well, he could do this better than me. The woman probably had to do this or something. I don't know. But anyway, he had the skin 2 inch layers of skin from the sides of his chest, leaving one end of that skin attached. After, he had this scraping or filing, which was very painful, on his fingers. And he crossed his arms across his chest, and he attached those pieces onto his fingers in order to cover the fingerprints on the balls of his fingers. Therefore, he would have ridgeless fingers, the impressions. Okay? And he held that he was strapped to that position for about a 3-week period until the skin healed over. After which, they would just cut away the little pieces. Yes, it seems painful. All right. So now he had ridgeless prints when he became a suspect in a crime. His fingers were inked and rolled and were found to be smooth. I can just see the smile on his face, formed in a sneer. Let's see what they can do with these. Alas, he was identified with 29 points of identification from the second joint. He went through all that pain, mutilation, and I don't know how he went to the bathroom like this for 3 weeks, but anyway, that's painful. But anyway, those kind of things, those are motivators, that sort of thing like that. But I think I'll close out there. I won't hold y'all too much longer though. But I'd like to thank Mike and Mike, who were distinguished in our conversation by Bill Mike, Bill or Lil Mike, which is the shorter of the two, and Big Mike, which is the taller, of course. Those are the two Mikes. Because you can't say Mike, you say Mike, and the other one say yeah, everybody answers at the same time. But that was just supposed to be between us until Clary one time said, "That's Mike, what is so-and-so?" Clary, I'd like to thank them on behalf of the class for being willing to impart their knowledge and expertise to a bunch of greenhorns. They were very patient in some cases. Like I think Mike said, we've had the peaks and the valleys. And oh boy, those are the times. We're going to look back at this and laugh. We're going to look back at it and and thank you for the powers that be and director for affording us this opportunity to attain skills that we can take anywhere. Not that we're leaving, after all this, of course we're going to stay a little while. But the fact is that we can do it. We can go anywhere. We can live anywhere and find a job in this field. So, we do thank you. And I will sit down.
I one response to that. And I look at them, are we good instructors or what? We couldn't have picked a better spokesperson. They couldn't have picked a better spokesperson. She earned the title of General well. She was definitely a class leader. They looked to her for all kind of guidance. Even though they were a matriarch of a family, this was the head matriarch. Trust me. And this was done without even anybody saying anything. And you know, the pecking order happens without people speaking for it, and it just happened that way. I had no doubt in Cynthia's ability, trust me. Trust me, her ability was thick. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. At this point, I think that you guys want to give out the certificates now? Or does any one of you guys have anything to say? Patty, would you like to make a comment?
Well, first I'd like to thank Metro Dade Police Department for offering to train Miss Bivens for our department. I appreciate that. And we've been anxiously waiting her arrival, and I'm just really proud of her, and I'm proud of all of you, and I just want to congratulate you all.
Thank you. Okay, now will be presentations of certificates.
Am I in your way? No. Okay.
Now, once they close later. How's that?
Okay. Cynthia, please. Congratulations again, John.
Thank you.
Linda? Like we're going to church. Patrick, the Lone Ranger. Claribel. Sarah.
You go, girl.
Last but not least, Gail.
Girl.
Yeah, all smiles.
Okay, to our first annual graduating class of Metro Dade Police Department fingerprint trainees. I'd like to congratulate my students for a job well done. The future is what you make it, and believe me, we'll be there to assist you. Like Mike said, we're a phone call away, and even though we're not in the classroom, we're still watching. We're still out Rugrats. Okay, I like to leave you with a quote that I usually use in my training when I train youth at the high schools or junior high schools. And it's a quote from Martin Luther King. And it's a guy that I think that holds the key to us being here collectively through all our cultural differences that allowed us the ability to use one big word that I like to use a lot, and that's love. Without love, human existence is not possible. And he quotes, he says, "We're all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied to a single moment of destiny, and what affects one individual directly, indirectly affects us all." And don't ever stray away from that statement, because it is so, so true. If you think things in Beirut don't affect you, they most certainly do. You cannot watch CNN and watch people die in the streets from hunger and think it does not affect you back in America. Okay? Always keep close the word love to your heart, and you can, it's anything that you accomplish is insurmountable in life. It's not insurmountable. Okay? I like to leave you guys with that vision to do whatever you can to make this a better place.
Amen. I have to work and then I have somewhere that I have to be after. But it's really nice seeing you again.
Thanks for coming,
Let's not make it so long next time. Okay? Okay, I'll get the little
¿Te vas para atrás también? Yo también. Vete para Tony Roma. ¿Eh? Vete para Tony Roma con ella. ¿Eh? There you go. Hi, congratulations. Go girl. Put it, come on, give me the camera so I can take a picture of you. See? Which one? This one, right? Right there, babe. Get there with her. Come on, Nolan, get there on the side
Camera up my face.
You gonna take one with this teacher?
Oh, what is that?
See you again. Oh, wasn't it? Very nice. Very nice.
Back to work.
Sticking up stuff and sticking out stuff.
We'll make sure.
No. I don't even have no, I don't even know high school.
It's right there.
What part of you?
Oh, yeah, she read it. So, you want this? Very good, right here, look at the left.
What? Okay, come on. My sister. Oh, how's for the sister?
Yes, please.
With these?
Oh, okay.
Would you like to do one with or without?
We got it.
One more.
Everybody, right to the
That's family related.
How can you tell?
Everybody's been checking through this.
Should I?
What, you go overnight?
Big Mike, I want to thank you.
Absolutely. I saw you.
Very good.
Déjame ver. Let me see the thing. Let me see, it's a read. Metro Day Police Department Crime Scene Investigations Bureau. Who awards the certificate of completion to Claribel Hutch as evidence of satisfactory performance in the classroom and in practicum in the core science of fingerprinting. Did I tell you to turn around? Okay, they're gonna take a picture.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was my dog. I can't go, that. Is that video camera still?
No, we'll put it on blank.
You mean it hasn't been filmed?
You didn't put battery on there? You didn't have the battery there? I'll kill you. You were scared.
I know you could have taken that in. But Sharon got both of them.
Yeah, you gave up. You finished? Your photo. There you go, right. Everybody? Drop down a little bit, Mike. You get it when everybody comes in? Want to take your head off? Yeah.
The other one.
Take
It was by yourself.
Very good. Oh. Wait, I'll leave that
Okay.
You gonna take it? I'll take it. The battery's almost 9 How about tape? How long does it take now? My husband, you put it EP?
I don't know how you got yours.
EP, I have it in EP.
That's extra long play?
Huh? I don't know. Well, you have another tape?
No.
You should set it, huh? You don't have another tape? That's extra long.
So that's an hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah, you can set it up over there and just, you know, and just stand it up and just put it there to be recorded while you have it on. See, I catch everything on video. Whoever does the video. So you're gonna take the pouch, right?
Sharon, you did this thing?
Nina. Nina.
Yeah, but I my copy already there. Come on, Sarah.
You guys want to make an announcement?
They all come in.
my gift.
No,
I'm
bake that
still
one.
doing my gift right here.
No, because it's in a pan. It's a laser pan. A laser pan.
Thank you, Boogie. I knew I should have had you class.
Everything is zoomed out too fast.
Hey, Terry, we got some girls. I give it. Take home.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I got to you.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Sharon, ready?
You was finished?
No, I still got some more.
Why didn't you take a picture then?
Just to let you guys know, that's my gift.
I'm trying to do this.
Something else.
Well, I'll tell you, it's
She got it. Where's your camera?
I told them that I wanted more class. I said I couldn't afford it. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I might look at that. Clara did
How many I take?
Alright, let's go, guys. We gotta clear it. Mike, put that on the back. You and I, we got to straighten her up. Okay.